So with our head wrap, the first thing you're gonna do is have it already laying there. But usually people move it. They don't know what to do with it. They want you to put it on, right? We're gonna put We're going to ask them, the script is, please raise your head for me. They'll raise their head. You can put it down. They'll put their head down. The head wrap will already be underneath their neck when they put it down. When it goes underneath their neck, we're going to gather both ends. You're going to fix the hair so that it's behind the table. You're going to gather both ends. This is a little bit big for her head. Both ends need to be underneath the lobes of the ears. That's the primary thing we're trying to cover. We don't want water getting into their ears. Then up and follow the natural curvature of the hairline, wherever that may be. Again, we ask them, please raise your head. They'll raise it. We'll put the head wrap underneath the base of their neck. You can lay your head down. As they go down, we fix the hair back behind the table. We gather both ends of the head wrap, making sure that the base is covering the earlobes, bringing it around the natural curvature of the hairline, and then, yeah. And when you do it like that, that's perfect. But what we would really want to get it as far back as possible. So you don't even have to move it. You see how it's still covering her ears, but now we got the real natural hairline. Because remember, people don't want to be shorted. They got makeup from here to here, but you just cover this area, so this was all that got washed. Like, you're kind of shorting me, huh? So push it all the way back, get my hairline, get right up until you meet the earlobe. Okay. Now, what's our first step of service? Now, we're not going to do a cleanse step. I know that was technically the first step, but really the first step of service is the open ceremony, the aromatherapy, the introduction into the service. So this is really simple how I do it. Choose whatever aromatherapy, lavender for relaxation, eucalyptus for calming, and also if it's like they have some nasal, like a seasonal allergy, eucalyptus is good. Tea tree. We're going to have them take a deep breath in, bringing the air with us, kind of bringing the sense to them. Watching the chest rise and fall. When it falls, we release. We see it rising again, we know they're breathing in. We bring the air with the essential oil to them. Release. Do this about 2 or 3 times. Then we'll probably get into massage here, a little bit of an opening ceremony. We're not going to go over that today. Then we're going to get into our cleanse step. What did I say the cleanse step consists of? Absolutely. Which one do we start with? The balm. So I already emulsified my balm. We don't generally apply this with a fan brush. I would already have this on my hands. With the balm, I want you to actually apply it. Practice how you're going to touch the client. Being seamless, being fluid, never just, oh, that doesn't feel good to the client. Every time, even if I need to hurry up and get my hands off you to get something else, I would leave you with a delicate sensation of my touch, and then introduce myself again delicately. That's not startle or startle or whatever the client. Okay? After cleanse, gel step. This I would use a fan brush. You're going to use your fan brush. Get a really good lather. What I notice people do is they like to paint the face. That feels so annoying. That's not relaxing. What we want to do is get a good lather and make sure all the brush strokes are fluid, not lifting. Put the full expression of the brush down on the face. Everything you do is intentional. Never touching the client unintentionally. So I would do that. I would get the whole face in that thick white foam, and then I just go in. This is where I really cleanse. I like to use my knuckles. More surface area, and I can get in those nooks and crannies around the nose, upper lip, under the chin. This is an area that people usually forget about, on PSI especially. That is points to forget to cleanse underneath the chin. Once I cleanse, hot towel. These, I mean, they don't really have to be hot. You can just have a bowl of like some wet towels, get the product off. Next step is what? I told you it was an interchangeable step. You can kind of use it anywhere. Toner. I'll get my SD wipes. Any residue left on the eyes from eye makeup, maybe some lipstick, I would get that residue off with the SD wipes and the spray. Next step. This is the 3 levels of exfoliation. So once we've cleansed, once we toned, we can do our skin analysis. Because again, it's up to the discretion of the esthetician to which level the client is ready for. Can anyone tell me what the levels of exfoliation were? Where we would use the decongest just on the specific areas of congestion, and we would extract the areas manually or with the extractor tool, which we'll get into when it gets here. Level 2 was what? That's going to be our chemical exfoliants. So you would choose, again, a thick layer of whichever foam you're choosing. What's the level 3? We're not doing machines on these mannequins. We only do the basic facials. And you guys need a lot, so you have, time. Okay, after the exfoliation step, then what step? Oh, and you guys, you can practice with the extraction tool. With exfoliation or extractions, we go one nostril, top, next nostril. It's very fluid. It's not jumping around different areas. We want to make it consistent and easy for the client. Because remember, the clients are kind of in pain during the extraction process. That's why it should be less than 5 minutes. But if they want more, check in with them. If there's still things that could be extracted, check in with them. See if they can handle more. Okay, after exfoliation, what's the next step in a facial? We're going to take if we did the peel, we're going to take it off with another towel, get all the product off there. I even like to take my squeeze bottle and put it around the folds of my nose, the corners of my mouth, anywhere where I think the hot towel didn't really dilute the product. Water is the universal solvent. It can dilute, it can dissolve 99% of material or chemicals or elements. Okay, after that, then we're going to move into which step? Masks. Again, this is up to the discretion of the professional. Whatever their client concerns were, you guys did the skin analysis. Choose whichever line you think they need in the moment. Then what? Oh, the mask goes on for how long? Do you know? Take a guess. How long do you think masks take for inner service? About 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And if you have a protocol that includes a 15-minute massage with it, things like that could vary. Okay, after mask, then what do? We're going to take it off with another steam towel. But I'll be honest with you, with our, some of these masks, I like them. I like those serums in the formulation inside of them. I might keep them on there. I might just take the mask off, and obviously I don't want it dripping wet. But maybe you don't need a hot towel for that step specifically. Then what? After masks? Serums. Again, up to the discretion of the professional. That's why we do product education. So you know what to reach for whichever client comes into your door. And then after serums, you apply the serum, pat it into the skin, press it into the skin, not too much pressure. Then what? After serums, it's moisturizing. Again, up to the discretion of the professional. If I have an oily skin, acneic skin, 17-year-old, do I need to reach for the Brighten and Hydrate and the SPF? Probably not. It's probably going to congest them. I probably need to reach for Hydrate and then the SPF, or Rescue Fluid and then the SPF. But always, always, always Ending with SPF. Never let your client walk out the door without SPF being applied. And we apply how far down? From the top of the head, how far down? I would say to the neck, to about the base of the neck. If they're wearing a low cut top, I might spread it to the décolleté if I'm feeling nice. But yeah, to the base of the neck. And that's it. Oh, and then the final step, the real final step, is the closing ceremony. We want to awaken the client. We're going to choose grapefruit. Lemon is a great one. Peppermint is a good one to wake the client up, get them ready, refreshed to go see and fight another day. So just the same steps. Just take a moment, take a few deep breaths. Your service is now complete. You guys think you can do that here at your stations? Okay, because that's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of go through the steps here. Take your time. Write down your steps. I literally, every spa job I took, the education that they gave me, the protocols that they gave me, I literally wrote my notes right beside it, telling myself, I put the hot towel on here. This is the script for whenever I'm doing this step. I ask her where her pain is on a scale from 1 to 10. Like, I make it as easy for yourself as possible. So that by the time you get into the treatment room with paying clients, there's no lapse in time, there's no lapse in judgment. You have the education, you know that it's up to you, the professional, to choose the right products. You know the product education, there's no problem. You know the flow of the protocol, there's no problem. Maybe you need to write down, oh, I need 3 fan brushes for this protocol because there's a mask, I'm going to use this mask, I'm going to use this peel, and I need 3 brushes for that. Stuff you might not remember on the fly. So, any questions? Okay, well, if you come up with questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to clean up this mess up here. Be working on your facials. Be writing down your protocols. Be writing down what you're going to say, what you're going to ask, how you're going to ask